Welcome back. Okay, it's our second job. We are going to drive to, was it Hanover? Let's go and see on the map. No, it was Kassel. Kassel was it. This will probably be the first trip where we finally hit a highway, a true highway. Autobahn, as they call it in Germany. I could go through more of the details in the route advisor, but I think I'll do that as we go. I made a little mistake on the last video. The 2,777 euros, that is the total cash I have at the moment. So it's not related to the ongoing job at all, as I confused it with in the last video. You can also see the speed on the top left corner of the route advisor. You see what gear we are in. So now I start in the car going to drive. As I use auto gearing, it's not a problem. I just let it do what it has to do and steer the car. Doing the manual gear shifting on a keyboard, I think that would be a little too complicated. And besides that, you can see the fuel amount, and this truck is full of fuel. And there's a little letter, and that tells if there's any new emails for us. And on the right side on top there, you see the day and time. There is no date, it's only the day in the week and the hour. We have a new mail. Okay, we're gonna check that out when we park the car in Kassel. This is a quite tight exit, so I gotta be careful here. But it looks like I'm gonna handle this nicely. Always watch out for the trailer, because the trailer will take a tighter turn than the truck. So it's easy to get stuck on things. It will certainly happen sooner or later. I've done it hundreds of times. But I'll try to avoid it as long as I can. Here we go. I'm going to the right here, yes. Okay. Sometimes I will also most definitely make wrong turns at some places, and we just gotta live with it. This Let's Play is gonna be true to life. I'm not gonna make any cheats. I'm gonna stick to what I record. I'm not gonna do it over again unless something crashes, something technically, software or hardware, or if a bomb fall in my house, I'll probably stop recording all for good. But if anything happens in game, my trailer gets wrecked or whatever, that is what you are going to see. I'm not going to make second tries on bad attempts. It looks like this is lagging a bit too much, perhaps, but perhaps I have to have a look at the resolution or the amount of detail. We'll see. I'll think it over, test it with this video and see. It's a bit laggy for my taste. It's probably Fraps making it. Okay, here we're on a more like a highway kind of road. It's not of the broadest ones, they can get broader than these two. The game doesn't they haven't designed roads just like they're in real life, because it would probably be too demanding. Some places in Europe you can find 6 lines perhaps even 7 or 8 lines near the big cities. In this game there are no roads with more than 3 lines, perhaps 3 and a road of retardation field. So it's simplified, but it's still quite near realism, I think. I don't think we can expect much more from a small game. Okay, here we got a traffic light in the middle of the highway. Well, I stopped early enough, happily. Didn't cost me any ruined cars around me, as that can very often happen. It's easier done than one might think. But I think I'm in the wrong line, perhaps. Oh no, it's acceptable. Yeah, it's acceptable. So get away. Here we go. There's a lot of different cars on the road. That car just passing me there, I think it resembles a Ford Mondeo, a modern Ford Mondeo. And I think most cars, even though they are probably not licensed, that looked like a Golf, didn't it? If they're not licensed, they have obviously been allowed to make them fairly similar to real cars. And it's a nice detail, I think. And it's also quite nice that you can see some slight differences. If you go to Britain, you will see cars that you don't see much of in in other parts of Europe. That was the first hit. It's probably going to cost me a few euros, but hopefully not too much. It also, as far as I have seen, it also affects the cargo. So we probably broke something back there now. Now we're not going to Duisburg, so we better change line. We're going to Kassel. Even though it doesn't say on the sign, I happily have this route advisor, so I can stay on track. In the next video I will certainly do something about this this lag I have. It's not good enough. It shouldn't be like that. It's a bit straining to drive when it's like this too, so how it's going to be watching it afterwards, I'm not sure. If it's too bad, I'm going to make it over, do it over again. As I said, this is a technical issue, not a game issue. Here we have the road off to Kassel and Dortmund. So let's target that. Better be careful here. We got a T cross. Oh, be careful, be careful. Ah, you're waiting for me. Thanks. Very nice. As you see, I drive with an artificial mirror on the right side. I do that because it's very important to see the trailer, wherever it is when you're turning. So I need one mirror on each side. If I should turn my head every time I want to see it, it would be absolutely confusing and too straining. So I stick to the artificial mirror to the right. I'm not sure what's the point of the lower mirror to the left, because to me it looks like I'm seeing the same thing as I do in the large one. But it's probably true to life, and that matters in such a game. It's a simulator after all. You see, I'm now driving a DAV. That is very close to another company name of trucks. I think they're gonna release a patch soon where it's gonna be changed to the official name. That, as most people probably realize, is DAF. But for now we gotta live with DAV. I guess the displays in the car is very similar to what they are in real life in those cars. Perhaps not the digital display. It would surprise me if that's exactly like in the real trucks. But what do I know? I haven't been in a truck for about 15 years. So they have changed a lot, I suppose, technologically at least. We can see now that our estimated time of arrival is in 1 hour 15 minutes if you look at the route advisor. ETA Monday 14:53, 75 kilometers, and we should be there in 1 hour and 12 minutes. This is going a bit slow, so it may take a little longer. I could drive past this guy, but I will not risk anything at this stage because the time of delivery, it's not very urgent. If I push F6 here, I can see that I got still 5 hours and 49 minutes until it's too late. So with an estimated 1 hour and 4 minutes, I should be very well within limits. So I'm just gonna relax. This is Skoda's, is it? Perhaps? Is transporting Skoda? I think it looks like, at least. Skoda Octavia or something. I wish I had a little more powerful computer, but well, as it stands now, I gotta live with what I have. And perhaps I will make some tuning. There was a factory. It was locked. We can't drive in there, sadly. I think that might be something they're gonna address in a patch. To make it possible to take transport from many different places, not only in the cities. I hope that it could be fun. There are a few places outside the cities, but there are not many, and definitely not many from the countryside. We're getting closer. Let's get on with it. Let's make this a little more exciting. Hee hee. Here we go. And it worked. Well done. And I wasn't speeding either because the speed limit is 90 here. So this is actually, I think, a minor problem in the game. Some of the trucks are going very, very slowly. Even though I don't know the rules, what they are in Europe, but as far as I've seen when I've been driving my private car down in Europe, most trucks go in 90 kilometers. But this one is going in 65. That is not right. Doesn't seem right. As this road isn't that narrow and not that curvy either, so whoops. let's drive safe. He's going 64 kilometers. And that is not what I would expect a truck like that in front of me to go on this kind of road. It should at least go 80, I think. But perhaps there are different rules that I don't know of in Germany. But they tend to do just the same on Autobahn and highways. So I think it's about how they program the artificial intelligence on trucks. So I hope they will address that in a future patch. And I must admit, I'm very sorry about the lag. It's more than I feel when I play this for myself without frapsing it. So it seems that Fraps is demanding some of my resources. So we'll see how I'll solve this. Now we got a red light, just gotta wait. I drive a little bit out to the left here so I get a good turn. So I get a little wider turn. That's good. Now here we go. We're getting close. As you see on the map, there are some players on dots with question marks. Those are either truck companies where you can buy a new truck. It can be agencies. As far as I know, that is two things you can find. And there are also repair stations where you can get your car fixed. That is the... yeah. Okay. As I told you, I won't park the car every time. I will just push enter to complete the job. Again, we did excellent. And we didn't ruin anything, although we did a little small crash in a little fence. But this is looking good. We are leveled up to level 1. So let's see what that means. It means I can choose between 6 different attributes. It's been made almost like a role-playing game, kind of. Whenever you level up, you get a new skill, or you add quality to a skill you already have. Those 6 ADR are 6 different dangerous goods you can transport. So for each one of those you take, you will get more options to transport dangerous goods. I like that because they pay well. Long distance is also quite interesting, because when you get up to 6 you can take seriously long transports that are almost from the far north. I had one, yeah, from far north. I made one from Aberdeen to Verona. And that was probably one of the longest you can get as the game stands at the moment. So when you get to 6 you can take the seriously long transports, and they pay well, of course, but they take time. Take a little more time than what I just did. High value cargo, that should speak for itself. That also pay better. You see a list on the side here with 5%, 10%, 15, 20 and so on. You can take fragile cargo. That means you get better paid for fragile cargo. Just-in-time deliveries, I like that. I think that is quite exciting. As it stands now, it's not working as good as I think it could have in the game, because some, even though they are tight schedules, are very kind and flexible. So, and sometimes it's the other way. So that time limits that seems very nice, they can be totally impossible almost. So it's I'm not sure how they have defined the limits for what is an urgent delivery and what isn't. So I hope they will have a look at that too and solve that in a future patch. And then we have eco driving. Honestly, I haven't found so much use for it because economically the cost you have on fuel is not that large. It probably is when you get a lot of employees and a lot of trucks. But eco driving is certainly not the place I will start. So I will start with, I think I will just start with the top ADR, and then I will go to just-in-time because I enjoy those just-in-time deliveries when they work. And then we go for long distance, high value and fragile cargo. And I will start with at least one in each fairly early because it opens up much more different kinds of transports, and you get a lot more options to where you're going next. So I think we stick to ADR for now. Apply. So then we have to find us a new job for the next video. Let's go to job market again, get hired. We now have our money count is 6,272, you can see it here. And we are in Kassel. So let's see what transport there are from Kassel. I can't take any trip actually. I don't have to take from Kassel. It's just me. I like to make it like I would do it in real life. I wouldn't fly back if I could get a new transport directly. So I will go from Kassel to somewhere. Duisburg we've been in. I don't want to go there again. We have Osnabrück. That is okay. On the border to, almost on the border to Holland. Kassel Erfurt. Well, we could continue going east. There's nothing wrong about that. Perhaps we should do that. The value is 3,139 euros. The Osnabrück one is better. One thing I haven't mentioned, you can also see what kind of truck you will get. Here you get a Valiant F16H sleeper. There was quite a fancy car, as I can remember, Scandia R top line. Valiant F6 Globe Traveler XL, that's a very fancy one. And here's a more simple one, Valiant FH16H Sleeper. Well, I don't care so much about that. As I've said before, I'm mainly focusing on the driving and the income. So I'm going to take this one, car parts. We're going to transport car parts to Duisburg. No, we're not. We're going to take yogurt to Osnabrück. That's the way it is. So we'll take that job and finish this video just after the loading screen. I hope you all still enjoy this. Sorry about the lag. I hope I'll solve that by the time I take the next video. So thanks again. See you later. Bye bye.